Hi everyone, it's me, Carolyn, and in this video we are going to talk about trade discounts. As far as just a single trade discount, that's what this one will take care of. I'm going to go right to my lecture notes or just my note paper so that we can get started on this. So give me a minute to share my screen. The first thing I'm going to look at is the formula sheet that I do have for this chapter. It's found in our weekly folders. So it kind of looks like chapter 7. And what I'm going to cover in this video is just through these first pieces. We'll do some examples and so forth. I am going to write on here so to kind of help you get a feeling as to where these formulas are coming from and some of the things you kind of want to take away. Chapter 7 is all about the terminology. It's getting used to the terminology used in this trade route. Again, the trade route is going to be from our manufacturers up until the retail end. So all the places that it goes in the middle. And at each of those spots, discounts or trade discounts, as they're called here, happen because they want to either keep you as a customer, keep you coming back. They want you to buy more, or they're trying to unload stuff. So there's lots of different reasons for giving discounts, but those are probably the biggest three. So first things we have to remember is that when we talk about a list price, that is going to be the original price that we're trying to sell it for. So that's kind of like our starting point. So that's our base. If you want to think about terms from chapter 6, that's going to be our base. Now, the other piece here that we'll see is this word or term net price. And we'll see that down here a couple of times. And the net price is going to be that sale price. You want to think of it in terms that you may be a little bit more familiar with. So it's that sale price, the price after a discount. Okay. The other piece that we have in here, these other terms, is we have this trade discount amount. I'm just going to abbreviate here as that trade discount amount, and that is the amount of savings. Okay. And along with that is we will have this trade discount percent, and that's going to be the percent that we're saving. And you can remember from chapter 6, we talked about when we set up these percentage problems, we want to make sure that our portion and our rate talk about the same idea. So when we have this trade discount amount, that is going to be paired with this trade discount percent. Those two pieces go together. We also will talk about this net price and this, what we like to refer to as this net price factor. And it's going to be a percentage, but we keep it in its decimal form for the most part. And it is that 100% minus the trade discount percent. So if you think about how we adjusted percentages in chapter 6, to get to our net price, that was the price after our discount, our net price factor is going to be that percentage after the discount. So that 100% taking off that discount amount will give us what we call this net price factor. And again, we like it in decimal form because our decimal form is that working form. It's the one that works for us in these formulas. Okay, just to kind of go through some of these formulas again, I'm only going to be covering up to here in this video, and we will do some examples. So I'm not going to actually cover this part either. This is how, if you are on an invoice, and I believe we did talk about this already, to take, if you want to extend our total. So we're talking about an invoice, and you'll take the number of items that you bought times the cost. That gives you that extended total. So for example, if you bought 8 items at $7 each, the extended total would be that 8 times the 7. But again, I kind of want to just concentrate on these discount situations, these discount problems, help us get used to the terminology. So I'm just going to kind of go right into some examples so that you can get working with this. And I'm going to kind of keep this off to my side so that we can kind of get used to using this formula sheet as well. So let's just say, and I'm just going to put these in table form. Let's just say we have a list price and we have that trade discount amount. And we'll also have here my net price. And we'll also have here this trade discount rate. So those are kind of all of those pieces. I'll put in that net price factor in there as well when we start using it a little bit. But let's just start with, say, a list price of $565 to start with. And we say our trade discount amount was $47.50. Okay. And we want to possibly find those other two pieces. Some of these are going to be a little easier to find. Some of them are going to require a little bit more work or a little bit more thought. Kind of remembering how all of these pieces go together, trying to remember the terminology themselves. Our list price, that's that original selling price. The trade discount amount, that is the amount that we're going to be saving. Trade discount rate is the percentage that we're saving. We'll have to actually calculate that. And our net price, that is going to be our sale price. So looking at our formulas, again, it doesn't really matter which one we go after first, but I'm going to go after this net price first. So here I see net price is my list price minus that trade discount amount. So I can calculate this one here by taking that $565, my list price, I'm going right off my formula here, and subtracting the $47.50. And of course, I'm going to drag out my calculator to avoid making silly mistakes. Not that using a calculator don't get mistakes, but sometimes you're less likely to make some, forgetting to borrow and things of that nature. Okay. The next one that I see that I need to find, so we'll kind of go here next, is that trade discount rate. So here's my formula for that trade discount rate. And it is the amount of trade discount, which I do have. Be aware that you will see the terminology flipped a little bit. So here we have the amount of trade discount, or the trade discount amount still refers to as the dollar amount that we are saving. And we then divide this by our list. Remembering our list is kind of like that base. So if you're looking at going down to that magic triangle that we saw in chapter 6, our base for these problems is going to be that list price. Our portion and our rate will change depending on the problem. But again, remember, they have to agree with what they talk about. So if I'm looking for the percent savings, I need the amount savings. If I'm saying the percent after savings, I need the amount after savings. So kind of keep those things in mind, because these are still percentage points, but we do have some of these formulas there to help us a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to take this formula here, this trade discount rate. I'm going to take that amount of trade discount and divide by that list. So I'm going to take this $47.50 and I'm going to divide by the $565. So $47.50 divided by the $565, and I come up with a decimal, 0.084070796. So lots and lots of digits. Remember, this is going to be that rate in decimal form. So we do need to convert it into our percentage. So we have that 8.4, and I'm going to just round it to one decimal, 4%. Again, round to whatever your directions tell you, but make sure you move it to the percentage first and then round. So don't round here, change it into our percent first and then round. All right, let's do another one. I can give you probably any two of these pieces, and we should be able to find the other two. So that time I gave you the list price and the trade discount amount. So let's say I give you the list price, and we'll make that a $693. And I tell you the trade discount rate is 14%. Okay, and again, I want to find my net price, and I want to find that trade discount amount. Okay. Again, it does not really matter where we go first. There's lots of ways to do that, and I'm going to do some of these pieces a couple of different ways. Here I have this trade discount amount right here that I can find by taking our list price, and I'm going to multiply by that trade discount percent. Now, when we see formulas that involve percents, and I'm going to remind you of this over and over and over again, we need those percents in those decimal working forms, or there's working decimal forms. So to find this trade discount amount, I'm going to take my list price at $693 times that 14%, but I need it as a decimal, so 0.14. And I get 97.02. And again, these are dollar amounts, so we will round to the nearest penny. Percentages, we would round to whatever the directions tell us. Now, to get our net price, we do have a couple of options. We can do as we did up here, take our list and subtract. And so if I do that, we could take that 693 minus our 97.02. And we would come up with 595.98. That's one way to do this. Or we do have another formula as well. See here we have that net price. So I did it using this formula. We could also do it here. So that net price is equal to that list price times the 100 minus. Remembering net price is the amount after discount. So we need our rate to also be that amount after the discount. So we could have taken our 693 and multiplied it by that 100% minus our 14%, which is 86%, but again, in its decimal form, 0.86. So if I do that, you'll see I do get the exact same thing. 0.98. Okay. This 0.86 that we found here is referred to as our net price factor. And when we're talking about savings in terms of percentages and in the business world, we use this idea a lot. Most of the time when we have marketing, we are always marketing the amount that we're saving. So we're always saying you're saving 14%, you're saving 18%, you're saving 37%. But in our computer systems, in the systems that calculate what the bill is going to be, these pieces are the parts that are always included there, that 100% minus, because those net price factors are the pieces that get us right to what the customer is going to be giving us. The customer wants to know how much they're saving. We want to know how much they're paying. And since we're talking about in the system, it's always working. I'm trying to we have it in our decimal form. Just kind of a side note there. All right, let's do another one. Okay, so I've always given you the list price and then one of these two. Let's see if we'll do the net price. We'll try here. I'll write my labels again here. List, trade, discount, amount. I'm abbreviating a little bit. Trade, discount, percent, and our net price. And I can actually give you just about anything and can work with them. So let's see if I have a net price of $47.50. I know I use that number up above, but try not to get them confused. And let's say that I've given you the trade discount amount. So let's say that that was $4.08. Okay. You might say, I don't have formulas for my list price. I don't have formulas to go back, but yet you do. You have to remember we have learned a little bit of algebra, so sometimes we may have to rearrange some of these formulas to get what we need. So in order to do that, you want to find out what you've got. We've got our trade discount amount, we've got our net price, and what we're kind of looking for. Well, I'm going to look at this formula first. And if I look at that, I need the amount of trade discount that I have, and I need the list price, which I don't have. So I have too many unknowns to do this one to begin with. So I'm going to go after this one first. Okay, so I'm going to be looking for a formula, because a lot of these have list price in them. This one deals with my net price, which I have, but this deals with percentages, and I don't have the percentages. So again, not something I want to work with. Here I have the net price that I have. List price, I don't. This one, I do. So I can take that net price, which is my list, minus that trade discount amount. I'm going to abbreviate there and put the pieces in that I have. So $47.50. And if you want to, let that be an X minus this 4.08. So now to solve for my X, we would take and add this 4.08 to both sides. And I come up with that X is 51.58. So that is my list price. And some of you would say, well, that makes sense. Because if you think about what these terms represent, so kind of that will also help you with some of these pieces. This is the amount we were saving. This is our sale price. So we need to get back up to that original price. So before the sale, in order to do that, start with your sale price, add on what they took off, and you'll get back to that list. Now we have everything we need for that trade discount percent, which is from the formula, the amount of discount. So that 4.08 divided by our list. Kind of put an arrow there so you can see what we get. So 4.08 divided by 51.58. And I have 0.079100427. So as a percentage, we get that 7.9 if I just went to 1 decimal percent. Okay, let's do one last problem, and we will see what we come up with. All right, and this was going to be a little bit harder. But again, I'm going to give you 2 of the 3 pieces. I've given you our net price. I've given you this. I'm giving you these guys, you know, kind of work that way. Let's try doing the list price. Let's make it real complicated. Let's do the list price we aren't going to know, the trade discount we're not going to know, but let's say that I know this one is, let's just go with 9%. And let's say our net price factor, I'm going to get a little darker pen here, is our net price, sorry, is $3.15. See if that guy shows up a little better. And I want to find that trade discount amount and my list price. All right, and I'm looking at my formula. So we've got our net price and we've got the trade discount percent. Okay, so if I'm looking at just the formulas I have, this one's not going to help me a whole lot because I don't know 2 of the 3 pieces. Here, I don't know 2 of the 3 pieces. I don't know those 2 pieces. Here I have that and I have this. So I could use this piece right here. Okay, I am going to do that little 100% minus. So we're going to use that the net price is equal to our list price times that 100%. So net price equals the list price times the 100% minus. So 100% minus trade discount percent. Okay. My net price is at 143.15. We have our list. This is that 100% minus our 9. 100% minus 9 is 81%. Whoops, 91%. Sorry. I'm going to go over here. 143.15 is equal to our list times 0.91. So to find my list, we need to divide by that 0.91. What I do to one side, we do to the other. So 143.15 divided by 0.91. And I get 157.31. Rounding to the nearest penny. It was 307, so I rounded it up. So I rounded to 31 cents. So that is my list. Okay. And I'm going to use the ideas of these things. So this is what it originally cost. This was my sale price. We're looking for the amount that we saved, which would be the difference in those two. So I can subtract 157.31 minus 143.15. And I come up with $14.16. Okay, hopefully this gives you a good start as to how to work with some of these pieces. Now remember, all we're doing is marking things down. So kind of just keep that in mind. We're going to be marking things down. So this chapter, practice and get comfortable with the terminology. A list price is that original price. The trade discount amount or the amount of trade discount or the discount amount. They may or may not have that word trade in there. Keep that, that's the amount that they're saving. Our net price, that is the sale price, the amount after our discounts. So just get used to using that terminology. And the more you do, the better you'll get. Be aware that we will sometimes have to rearrange these formulas, so they may not come in the form that you want it. Just kind of keep that in mind as well. I am going to stop sharing and probably end this video shortly. I'm going to try to stop sharing. There we go. Hopefully this helped a little bit. Sorry that we couldn't be in class together at the same time, but hopefully this video helped you work through just that idea of a discount, a single discount with our trade discounts, our trade discount rates, our list prices, our net prices, all of that wonderful stuff together. So I will see you in either the next video or in class. Have a great day.